G'day champions, I'm back. I've had something to eat now. Been following in the States, there's a massive tornado outbreak over there and that's a bit scary. I'm trying to make sure that my friends in Memphis are okay, but I think all the phone lines are down. It's looking like maybe a bit of a historic outbreak. It's very scary. So we'll keep an eye on that situation. I've got a little news tab open. Just seeing as the news comes out. There's one that just passed south of Memphis. There's some more almost due east from there. So yeah, a bit scary. Anyway, back to this messer. So we've taken one layer off the onion, we've fixed one problem, and that's uncovered another problem, as is often the case with messers. Turn it on. Now we're getting a little bit more signal, but still nowhere near enough. And that was due to this FET having shorted. Now the thing with messers, they're very hard to troubleshoot because you've got a relay there turning a signal from here to here, and then the mute FET is over here. So you've got signal lines going all the way across here to just go to that FET and then snaking their way all the way back. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, the FET controlling this master volume here, this section, is located in the middle of the board. So we've removed that, and that was this one here. No, wait, that's my next suspect one. That was that one. Was shorting, presenting about 80 ohms to ground, 90 ohms to ground. Remove that FET. Now that's it's not showing any. Well, you know, it's showing what you'd expect. Now the next one, I suspect, is this one. So that's this one down here. Someone has been in here before and desoldered and then resoldered one of those legs on this transistor. Probably trying to track down this problem, and maybe gave up. Who knows? G'day Jerry, how you going, champ? Oh, I'll try and show you a zoom in. Right, that's as far as we're going to go. There we go, nice and sharp. Now this transistor, let's get some manual exposure happening again. This transistor down here, you can see someone's just unsoldered that leg and then just tack soldered it back, but it's not really soldered. Yeah, it just let go. So let's resolder that first. That's going to give us all sorts of weirdness as well. So yeah, someone's had a go at this and given up, by the looks of it. Done a pretty half-assed job in the process. As is the case almost all the time these days. Pretty much everything someone's had a go at first because they don't believe that they should have to pay for it, maybe? I don't know. Not saying that's the case here, but with all the other amps. So that's still got 100 and something volts on it. Overall we've still got 200 volts. So let's discharge that by taking it out of standby. Only give it a dummy load into 8 ohms. Nope, that's set to 4 ohms. Let's go to 4 ohms. Just confirm that's at 4 ohms. Yep, 4 ohm. take it out of standby. And then we're just going to turn off the mains. So while the output valves are conducting, when they're warm, we'll find the voltage will drop somewhat quicker. Yeah, now we're down to 2 volts. That's one way to discharge an air without having to use resistors and stuff. Just turn off the mains or unplug it from the wall while it's running. You're at 1 point something volt. Just to be safety, Steve, I'll unplug it and get down there and resolder that transistor lead that someone's half-assed. Now this FET next to it is kaput as well. So that's, but all that does is I believe that's the one. I've got to see which one's which, but all that one does, I think, is enable the solo volume control. Alright, that's resoldered and the pin's passing through the actual hole now, which is nice. Alright, so the next issue from the output control, I'm just looking at the schematic here, output level wiper to ground, with it set halfway, it's showing 67 ohms. So it's got a 67 ohm to ground short. Alright, so let's look at the schematic. So with this pot halfway, and that's a 250k pot, the wiper is reading 60 ohms to ground. That's by this one here, I reckon. So, which one is that one? Let's go back to the screen. Can we see the trace? The trace pisses off over there, and there's one here, so that's that one there. Oh, you can't see anything, can you? There we go. So that's that FET there. You can see the wire goes down there. It's got one trace that pisses off up there, and another trace that goes directly to that pin of that FET. That is measuring 66 ohms across it. So we'll remove that one too. Now removing these, because they're muting FETs, they only get pulsed, because Mesa couldn't design a switching circuit without popping because they're Mesa boogie. They had a band-aid solution and put all these FETs throughout that momentarily short the signal to ground when the pop occurs. So instead of fixing the pop, they've created this whole subsystem muting FETs all over the amp to get rid of the fact that they don't know how to use a relay. You've got to sort of admire the tenacity there, like such stubbornness. I am not going to learn how to do it properly. I'm going to learn how to do it wrong, but acceptably. And that's the Mesa Boogie way. Anyway, let's remove that FET and see how that treats us. Now these are a bit tricky. Fortunately, I think they knew that they're going to burn out, because they've installed them a fair way off the board, so you can get in there and desolder one lead at a time. You can snip them all off too, but let's do this so that way I can test a few champions afterwards instead of just cutting the lead off. I'm going to give it a wiggle, because this is a... So you know what, I think I am going to cut these leads off, because this is dangerous. These boards are so delicate because the through-hole plating and the pads are incompetently designed. They don't know how to design a circuit board, so the pads are way too small. They're not even really pads, they're just like tubes that go through the hole, and they're incredibly easy to damage. because whoever designs these boards is a bit of a narcissistic weirdo, in my opinion. Jumping in and out, the stream's supposed to be working. Yeah, so am I. So is there anyone from Tennessee there? Alright, I've got one lead out without destroying a pad. 1 out of 3 ain't bad. Got to drop the temp a bit to work on these too. They're even more delicate than Fender Blues and Hot Rod series amps. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Three out of 3 is very not bad. So you're just south of Tennessee, or the tornado was just south of Tennessee? Oh, you're just south of Tennessee, yeah. Yep, finally got me sushi, Wes. Now I can actually think. Alright, so we've recovered those, well, recovered that area of the board without damage. That's the biggest place where techs fall over with Mesa Boogies, damaging the board. Oh, you can see there if that's in focus, not really. Yeah, give it some more light. You can see right there, the 3 pads, how small they are. You're southeast of Memphis, southeast. So they must have come close to you then. They must have passed between you and Memphis, because I saw they went just south of Memphis. Our friend Robert Hull just reported that we've just missed him. Alright, so there's our little FET, J175, on my washed out hand. Let's measure the FET. The FET. 69 ohms, 700 ohms. Just turned it off with the meter. No, we didn't. We just had a bad connection. Yeah, so normally you can turn the FETs on and off with your meter. And you can't with this one. So now we've removed that FET, we can fire the thing up and see if we've got signal. Let's have a bet. Who thinks I fixed it? Start a poll. Will we have full signal? There you go. Who's got faith? Shouldn't ask to have faith for a technical field. Should be facts only. Yes, 0%. Can't scroll up. There we go. Yes, 100%. Ooh. Guys got faith. Alright, end poll. And then we'll find out. You alright? What happened? Did you just choke on your own burp? Is that clipping? Clipping! Yes, it's clipping. Alright, let's see. Power on. Plug the speaker back in. 16 ohmer. I've got faith that we're going to have full signal, as do you guys. Let's turn the output down in that case. We've got full signal. Right. We've got a lot of other stuff too. That's always the way we mess a boogie. We fix absolutely no signal, and that shows the underlying layers of shit below it. What the hell is that coming from? I reckon it's the valve. Could be a tantalum cathode cap, bypass cap, because they insist on using tantalum, and we all know you don't use tantalum capacitors in an unregulated power supply. That's just asking for trouble. But that's looking no better, don't they? Oop. So that was tapping V4, and fluctuation changed. There's hum in the background because it's a mess of boogie. Let's just change out V4 in the flexi ass board that's held down by pieces of nylon because it's a high-end amp. Let's put a tube amp doctor in there. It's got Mesa branded Softex in there. Let's put a tatty in V4 and see if that helps. Sounds like a PS Vane preamp tube. Yes, they all suck. Bought 10 and they're all shit. She's dead quiet. So V4's shit. Not a piss vane again. Yeah, I'm not using piss vane for anything except EL34s from now on. There's still something going on, but I think V4 is the culprit there. That's the output all the way up, so it's not bad for a Mesa. Let's have a quick play. No oscillation. That was probably just a bit of feedback because these pickups are pretty microphonic. Probably not the best pickups for testing amps, to be honest. So I think that's more or less sorted it. Let's just turn that down, turn this up. Still some crackling and stuff happening at low level there. That's gain all the way up, mind you. Whoa! Ha! That scared me. That's really loud. Just a mess of boogie, babe. Nothing to worry about. My poor speakers. Just a shitty Sovtech tube. Nothing to worry about. Those sockets need a bit of a clean, but we've gotten to the crux of the issue. So I think I can issue a quote for that. That's the kind of work that's required before I can quote something. So there you go. Once again, the science of sound. Poor little messy boogers. Yeah, I know. It's not the raw materials fault that it got turned into a mess of booger. This steel and fiberglass could have been a Friedman if it just came out of the factory a different day. Well, I'll just pop that in there. I'll put this one aside and we'll move on to the next one. Sorry about the timing today. It's probably not ideal for anyone in the States. It's probably pretty late over there, isn't it? It's been a weird week. Don't know. Just been go, go, go. No time for videos. I'm trying to do videos when I can, which is never. Thanks for the recommendation of Dr. Geert's channel. Yeah, it's good, lad. I was thinking about going down and do a little road trip with you champions. Now my 5G works pretty good. Go down and say g'day and do a tour of his shop, since he seems too bloody important to do a tour of his own shop for us. So yeah, pretty dusty. 8:30 on the west coast. Oh, it's nothing. Here in the US for ampy goodness. Yeah. On you, Dave. Whereabouts are you, Wes? You in LA? In Georgia. Newfoundland. Nice. You're a Newfie. I know you Newfies. I love your accent. Everyone loves a Newfie. So at the end of the day, we had two short of FETs in the really stupid muting circuit. Two short of FETs, one dodgy 12AX7. And a whole bunch of rubber things that are degraded. I'll put it back in its box. I should just shoot ahead with it, but I've got so much to assess. At least if I get the customer a quote, it looks like I'm doing something, so they'll leave me alone for another few days. Tubes cost twice as much as it, pretty much. I just got a set of, oh man, you'll like this. I think I showed it in the S23 test stream, but matched sextet of 6550s from Tube Amp Doctor. They were not cheap. Makes you have second thoughts about owning a super bassman. Alright, the Messer can go to sleep for the night. Right, here's an interesting one. I want to do a proper video on this because it's a phenomenon that keeps occurring and it's getting annoying. Alright, I think this one can come out of its cab. Hot Rod Deluxe, our old friend. So this amp has been graced with a full kit of Fromel mods. Now, been wondering, yeah, Dustin, I just sorted the Messer out. 2 shorted FETs, 1 bad valve. So, Fromel, who is they? I don't know much about them. All I know is they give overpriced component kits marketed as mod kits with inadequate instructions to people who don't know what they're doing. Those people destroy their amps and then the amps end up here. Now I've got to try and revive them. So, what even are these mods? Are they actually mods or are they just overpriced components? That's my lovely wife. You hear that? Good on you, champ. Oh God. What have I got myself into? You can let yourself go now, eh? She's letting herself go because now we're married. I heard that was the thing. Anyway, so Fromel, customers put these mods in and done a lot of damage in the process. He was very humble about it, but Fromel basically just give you stuff you don't need to put in an amp that will do nothing. They charge like double what you can buy these for elsewhere and give them to people that don't really know what they're doing, and then they destroy their amplifier. Now these boards are extremely delicate. Even very experienced techs with the heat damage in this area, very experienced techs have trouble working on them without doing more damage. So, someone quoted the Fromel marketing. The classic Fender tone is released through these changes. The flabby bottom darkness is gone. What you get is full warm classic tone with a nice top end sparkle. Okay, so has the owner followed the instructions accurately? That's question number 1. Are the instructions valid? That's question number 2. How much damage has been done? That's question number 3. Do we need to reverse it? Is it recoverable? These are all things we've got to find out. And straight away, he's done all the mods, he's put it together in no signal, right? Straight away looking at it, you've got the caps unsecured. Those screen grid, the choke leads are loose, like rocking around. The resistors are moving and so are their leads. So the pads have departed from the bottom. There's components that they haven't advised to change, like the diodes that heat up just as much as the resistors and do just as much damage. So they've given him, I'd hate to know what these cost, these kits, but They've given them two shitty 5-watt wire wound resistors there. You can hear tapping on that one that it's loose, so its solder connections are gone. Down underneath we're going to have to do some reconstruction there, probably turrets and hardwired. They haven't given you new diodes that require replacement and lifting off the board as well, for the whole reason that they supplied these. What else haven't they supplied? They have supplied new plate loads, but they look like very low quality generic metal film things. Oh, that's cool too. You've got a ground just floating around there from the reverb. It's normally connected to that eyelet down the bottom, but that's just loose, waiting to short. That was just sitting there, sitting on the valve base, so that was shorting stuff to ground. Well, shorting stuff to other stuff because it's not connected to ground anymore. This cap's floating in midair. You've got radial caps replacing the axials, which is neither here nor there, but they're floating in midair, which is not good. What value are they giving you for C1 to supposedly tighten up the flabbiness? They've given you the same value as the stock cap, so all that marketing about tightening up the flabbiness is bullshit because you've got the same component values. God, I don't know where to even begin with this. They've removed the relay. Now I've got those relays in stock, so if he wants to go back to stock, we can put the relay back in and reverse all of this, but it's going to be pretty time consuming. The foil shielding has come off and been ripped because the chassis has been removed at some point. What other damage have we got? Any? So let's have a look at the bottom of the board. I wonder if I can do this in place. No. Alright, I'll take the cab out, the chassis out. This is a pain in the ass because you've got to undo the reverb connectors, which means you've got to take the reverb tank out. Bad installation of marginal parts, yeah. Hey Briggs Mech, James. What do I like to use to secure caps? Neutral cure silicon. All the way. You can play music. Oh, you got your headphones, never mind. I was just saying you can play music if you want, because I've got the close mic now, it doesn't pick up copyright. Stop calling me bro, it's weird. You're my wife. Hubby. She's in a silly mood today, champions. Aren't ya? So in this one, I have to have a look at the quote, but I think he opted for an upgrade on the speaker as well. Got a couple of old Soviet era valves here. 6N6C, what are they equivalent of 6B6? 6N6C, let's look that up. Oh, someone else can look it up for me, because I've got champions here watching. So what's a 6N6C Russian tube and equivalent of? I've got a feeling it's a 6v6 equivalent. Now I'm just going to disconnect this. I'm not even going to mark which connector goes where because I don't trust that either. I don't trust anything on this thing. I'm going to go over absolutely everything, check it all. I'm going to check the resistance on that tank while I'm here. just in case that's gone open circuit as well. 59 ohms, 200 ohms, 220 ohms, that's what we want, that's good. Put it back in the bag for now just to protect it. It is an Tektronix tank, so its days are numbered. All Tektronix tanks eventually go open circuit on one of the coils or both. 5881 equivalent. Oh really? Because that's a tiny valve. Looks more like a 6v6. It only goes to there. It's recessed both ends. That can't be a 5881, really? 6N6C. Because it's still stapled, so it's not like they've popped another bit. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, no, they have been opened. Looks like it's never been used though. I don't know, it's strange. It just seems very small. Alright, I'll put this on its side. I'll do one screw first. I'll do the side screws, sorry. Looks more like 6v6. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Alan. So one of the storm chasing channels I watch, Daniel Shaw, he's an Aussie that goes over to the States every year. He literally got there yesterday, or at least he published a video of him getting there yesterday, and then a historic outbreak of tornadoes happens. It's like it was waiting for him to get there. I already heard there's been some fatalities though. That's bad. Last I heard 2 to 3 fatalities, I think, and 2 dozen injured at least, and that's what they know of. Oh, you don't know what it is. Okay, you had me fooled there. Get rid of those notes. I want to go through those notes just to see how thorough they are. And I think I might do a video just on the whole Fromel thing. Not shit slinging, just saying, here's the components, here's a list, this is what they cost. Buy them individually instead. And do you really want to do these mods? Because a lot of them have zero effect, and you're just risking damaging them because you're probably doing them with zero experience or very little experience, and probably not the correct tools either. Like, does this thing even tell you what tools you need? And is it accurate? My competitors keep me in business. Yes, unfortunately that is true. I don't want people to destroy their stuff. I'd be happy designing and selling amplifiers instead of fixing them. But probably 50% of my repairs and maybe 30% of my rebuilds are people that have caused more damage than good, and I'm reversing it. Right, we need a bit of separation between those cheeks. Who doesn't love some separated cheeks? Just got to walk it out. Roof collapse and whoa! Roof collapse and Morbid Angel concert in Chicago. Really? That's not good. Oh God! I've got to see this now. Morbid Angel roof collapse. Oh no! In Illinois, due to severe weather. Multiple victims, mass casualty. 24 minutes, 1 hour ago, really? Oh, that sucks, man. Oh, it doesn't look good at all. tornado hit the venue. My God, this is intense. Has it ever been this bad in living history? Tornado outbreak. I can't stop thinking about it, seeing stuff like that. We need some kind of map. Fox weather. I don't know that I'll even trust their weather report. Go.com? No? Tornado outbreak. USA Today? I don't know. Does anyone have a good link to like a tornado warning map or something we can look at? 5 critical and 5 other injured. Okay, so no confirmed deaths yet. Oh man, there's always something to be worried about, eh? Just undoing the reverb cable clamp. Yeah, I heard about that one in LA. Ton of individual supercells, yeah. Nothing like what the South goes through, but yeah. Alright, let's just get this out of the way. Move the cab. Speaker's okay. That's all that's left of the shielding on the side of the cab. Let's have a look at the bottom of this thing. Yeah, you got it, Alan. All right. Let's have a look at the bottom. Oh, horrible. Okay. Yeah, we've got broken pads everywhere I look. Stuff bridging other stuff. Solder bridging joints. Yeah, so there's going to be a bit of work in this one. See there, this solder bridging those 2 points. That's the resistors there. And it's pad gone walkabouts, so there'll be no low voltage supply. Same with that one. Pads on the other side are just as bad. Whoa. Let's see if we can get manual focus happening, eh? Ah, there we go. focus? Not really. So you can see that damage around there. I don't know what the deal is there. Pad's gone. Pad's completely gone. Got some link wires there. That would have been touching the chassis. That wire. So there would have been no signal because of that too. What's that 125k? That's the middle pot. So that would have been shorted to ground. Yeah, bit of damage. The link wires going to the valve board. Missing pads. Kind of if I do this, then my name's going to be attached to it forever. Another thing to note is just how much insulation's gone from these. Like they were touching each other over here. Pretty easily cross the wires over and make contact. But some passing underneath. That one's not even. It's not soldered. It's just passed through the hole. Just pulls out. So I think it's a matter of ripping this thing apart, taking everything out, seeing what we can work with, and then what's got to be staked and turreted, which is quite a bit, I think. Alright, so let's look at these instructions and see what they involve. Get asked about the Fromel mods, and I just say they're not really mods. There's a couple that are, but all right. Steps. Page 2, 3, I've got to organise them because they're mixed up. 5, 6, 7, I don't know, 8, 30 pages of instructions. Alright, I think I need my seat for this. Safety goggles. Since when do you use safety goggles? Is that just box ticking? Alright, so what tools do we need? Desoldering braid, check. Soldering iron, check. Wire clippers, check. Multimeter, check. Phillips screwdriver, check. Safety goggles, check. Flathead screwdriver, check. Adjustable wrench. No, you don't use adjustable wrenches, use tube sockets. Alright, story time. Warning, performing these mods will void the warranty on your amp. think I need my beer goggles to read this. Which at least condoms, yeah. Mother on speed dial. That's another AVE quote. If at any point in the mod process you're unsure of your ability to do these mods, including after doing them all, take your amp to a professional to be modded. You can also send your amp to me to be modded. How convenient. No warranty. This kit and the instructions do not include warranty of any kind. Modifications to your amplifier are at your own risk, and you agree to hold harmless the seller of this kit against any and all claims. Yep, that should be the red flag there. There are a couple of differences between hot rod. Yeah. So they've got different kits. Removing, unplugging, draining caps. Disassembly. Unplug all of the quick connects. Use a Sharpie to plug back in. To mark it to plug back in. G'day, bladder spattle. Splattle. I've seen you for a while, champ. How you going? Pull gently on the PCB. Yeah. Make sure your soldering iron is not too hot. So they haven't mentioned anywhere that you need a temperature controlled soldering iron. So what people do, instead of getting one where you can set it to the degree, like I got mine set around 330, 330 to 350 depending on the job. They just go down and buy one from like Home Depot, and they sit at like 500 degrees or something. Like you touch your solder on it and it literally balls up and all the flux instantly evaporates and you destroy the traces because it's way too hot. So they haven't mentioned, that's the first strike, they haven't mentioned anywhere anything about temperature controlled iron. They've just said soldering iron and that's it. No detail, no detail at all. Make sure the soldering iron is not too hot. The solder pads on PCBs are fragile and prone to separating from the PCB. Yep. Clip the leads where they meet. Yeah, that's good so far. Remove resistors R57 and R58 on the tube PCB. So from memory they are the phase inverter plate loads. So it just gives you instructions. It doesn't tell you what it's doing. It's just saying remove this, put this in here. It's not saying, you know, you don't learn anything. It's just paint by numbers. Snip this, snip that, snip that. Remove resistors R4, 11, 12, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, R44. Okay, what are all of they? that's I should have pulled up a schematic already. Let's have a look. So this is a Hot Rod Deluxe and DeVille mod kit. Well, they're different amps, so which one is it? Hot Rod Deluxe mod kit. Okay. Yeah. Don't know, Alan. It's another question. So many questions. Cookbook electronics, yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking up the schematic to find out what these mods actually are and what they hope to achieve. They don't tell you what they hope to achieve, that's the other thing. Let's just change this and now you've got a Fromel mod. Alright, schematic. let's look at the layout and see that this is the same one. Alright, so are they trying to blackface a phase inverter? Okay, no, that's just... No. R4 plate load. Alright, let's share the screen. Reading how to work on tube amps. Yeah, Eric, I'm learning from Mr. Fromel. You have to rewind, mate, it's pretty funny. Okay, so they're telling you to remove R4, which is a plate load, R11, that's the next stage plate load, R12. So that's the slope resistor, R16. Am I going blind? Where's R16? You guys probably screaming at the screen. There's R16. Anyway, R18, R22. That's another plate load. R19. That's that resistor there. That's that grid leak. R20. What's that? 100k, yeah, R22, that's, we just talked about that. 24, 25, 44. Alright. Remove power resistors R78 and R79. So that's your loads for the Xenon regulation. Fair enough, I'll do that too. Remove C5, C6, C7, it's filter caps. Oh wait, no. 31, 30, 30. I wish this was actually like text so I could go through and just search. C5, C6, so that'd be bypass caps, yeah? Nope. Okay, so 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, that's your tone stack. C9. There's your switchable bypass cap there. C11. That's your shunting cap there, 23, 31. C23, C31. Where are they? C23. C31, I thought it was, yeah, C31's your res cap, 47 mic. C23. Yeah, I think we've got different numbers on the board perhaps. Alright. Remove transistor and relay. Pro tip. Easiest to desolder relay from the solder side to remove. How else are you going to remove it? With a hammer? See, this is why the damage occurs. Because there's no experience. Okay, so it's telling you to replace those jacks, not these jacks. Ooh, I love how nice and clean his bench is. Look at that. Even in the photos, bench is covered with metal shavings. Oh, that's a drill press base. Yeah, just prep your capacitor on a drill press bench. Component leads may need to be bent to match the holes here, yeah. Alright, so what value changes have we got here? Makes a Hot Rod Deluxe sound like a DeVille. Yeah. Hot Rod Deluxes are like the worst amp to learn on because they're so delicate. Alright, what are they doing to the tone stack? C5, they're replacing it with the same value, just a different brand. Why? C6, they're changing it to a 15 nano instead of a 22. Okay. Multi-layered ceramic cap, they're changing that one, C7 to 270 picofarad for some inexplicable reason. Install 100k, and then they're changing that to 100k. This is all just arbitrary changes. It's not really going to... It's made out like it transforms the amp, but that will do fuck all. Alright, so then they're talking about changing the filter caps. Install the cap. Doesn't say anything about securing it. Just says install the cap. Install a 100k audio pot. R26. Why are they putting 100 picofarad caps across? Oh, it's bright caps. Right, so you're installing bright caps. Teaching you how to bend leads. Nothing about strain relief. So I think a lot of this is just them trying to sell you caps. So let's see what one of these things is worth. Fromel Hot Rod Deluxe Kit. Does he have the balls to put the price up for public? Wow. Wow. Okay, let's share this. $118.95, and that's American dollars, mind you. Wow. That's why he's doing it. What does it cost if they install it? $300. Yeah. I guess that's alright. That's American dollars though. To just buy it complete. Why would you... What? There's different levels. Why is there just one resistor? You only get one resistor. And for the why is it complete when there's only one cap? I don't get it. This is so weird. Alright, so Supreme, and you get a sticker. 118.95. Now those jacks are worth $3. That pot's worth like $3. The silver mica, and they're probably the shit silver mica too. Are they? Yes, they're the shit silver mica. See, they've got SM written on them, not CDE. Those go crackly, noisy, and short circuit. No name caps, F&Ts, which is nice. You're talking 25 bucks worth of parts there for $118.95, maybe 30 bucks US parts. You go to CE distribution. Is there going to be pricing? I don't think so. I'm not logging in while you guys are looking. Oh, I've got to log in, hang on. Let me log in. Alright, F&T capacitors, crapacitors. Alright, F&T, this is US dollars mind you. So, 22 microfarad, 500 volt, $3.95. 47 microfarad, $6.95. And he's selling them for 120 bucks for probably 25, 30 bucks worth of parts. So you're getting bent over by him. Just don't know why anyone does it. Anyway. To me, the $300 is reasonable for them to install it, but 120 bucks for 30 bucks worth of parts, that's pretty. Yeah, whatever. When people pay it, they're happy to pay it, whatever. But to me, I don't know why you would. So carrying on, changing the plate loads, that's fine. Remove R103. What does that achieve? R103. Acrobat Reader is shit the bed. R103. Okay, so that's a resistor in series with the bright cap for the reverb return. So you just remove that. Right, so there's no replacement, so that removes the bright cap on the reverb. That is installing the Switchcraft jacks. Well, hang on. I'll show you a different kind of jack when they install, just at 11. Remove ribbon cable. Why? They tell you why you got to do this stuff anywhere. It says like you'd expect, remove ribbon cable because, but there's no because. It's just remove ribbon cable. What? Oh, I thought he just changed the wires going from board to board because he damaged the ribbon cables. It actually tells you to do that. Why? So you're going to replace them all with individual wires? What's the purpose for that? Well, they've showed it with like a 1/4 inch of bare wire, so he's just followed the instructions. Yeah, look. See, you can see there, in their photo, they've got 1/4 inch of bare wire. So he's done exactly what they've asked. But why are they rewiring it? Is stuff crossing over or something, or what? Yeah, they've got stuff going other places. Jesus, who knows what is going on there. There's no schematic to show you what's actually being done, so you've got no idea what you're actually doing. I'd have to draw it all out one by one on a schematic and figure out exactly what they're trying to go for, but enjoy your new amp, especially when it doesn't work, and it did before. Anyway, we'll get into that. So that's not me shitting on Fromel, that's just, I wanted to know what the instructions involved because this customer read them, and just wanted to know what he read. Hey, here he is. How you going, Lyle? How you going with the bloody tornadoes, mate? They go south here. The ribbon cables only break if you abuse them, though. And even then, you can shorten them. You cut them off, and then you get a razor blade and you score the insulation another 1/4 inch back or something, and then you can reuse them. So anyway, that's you joined just the right time, Lyle. We're just going over what Fromel expects people to do to their amp and what happens when they do it. So anyway, I think I'll go over that over a beer one arvo after finishing work, and with a pen mark all their changed routes, exactly what the Fromel Supreme kit is, aside from 120 bucks worth of $30 components, and figure out what they were trying to achieve. So the point is, I've had quite a few of these, and I've never heard of anyone successfully installing a Fromel kit without having to go to a tech to either fix it or do it properly. So they make out that it's really easy. It's not. Next. Alrighty then. Oh God. What we have here then? We've got a marsh. Cluster went north, the second south. Oh shit. Sorry, turn my mic down. Just readjusting. Alright, we're back. Yeah, that looks like some pretty historic tornadoes happening there, man. Alright, what's wrong with this one? It's a valve state 80V. Valve state 8080. Several pots require replacement, dirty scratchy pots. Okay. Ow! And it's got some really bad casters. Oh. Okay, the knobs are all misaligned. Oh, all the pots are loose. Got any signal? Glad to describe that. Don't want to bogart Brad's thing. No, bogart away, mate. Screw close up. Yeah. There you go. Oh, whoa. That's nice. Just needs pots cleaned, you say? No boost channel at all. She's a sick puppy. All right, no repair required, just servicing, they say. I don't know. Anyway. Going to cut off the speaker cables. Yeah, I don't hear a problem either, James. Sounds fine, mate. Screwdriver. Just needs a service. Yeah, Lyle, I've been answering comments on your channel for the last fortnight. You okay, man? You haven't done a video in a while. He's on holidays. Chill out. The people, they crave your videos, my friend. Give the mob what they deserve. People did die within 100 miles of me, man, that sucks. Didn't even lose power, all clear now. Oh, that's good to hear, but Jesus, some bad stuff, man. What is it with valve states? You other techs, you know what I'm talking about. What is it with valve states? This is how they always come in. Just full of cobwebs and mold and mildew and dirt and dust. Poor little casters, they're destroyed. No ball bearings left. But, you know, like always, I'll give them a quote and see what they say. Not buying amps on vacation, yeah. You don't even want to look at amps on vacation. You don't want to think about amps. So, this was my main concern. That whole pot is loose. It's rocking around on the board down there. Probably not the only one. That one's got a bit of movement. That one's got heaps of movement. That cap's bulging, the one next to the valve. It's getting cooked by the valve and the resistors next to it. Honestly, when will designers start putting caps away from heat sources? It's like they do it on purpose. That one's rocking around, that's not great. But at the end of the day, it's probably just a bunch of pad repairs and some cracked solder joints and maybe a pot or two replaced, and it should probably come good. You just can't kill these things. People only bring them in when they completely stop making passing signal, but I love it when this happens. It ends up a little dust bunny under the knob and it just rolls back and forth, getting bigger and bigger over time. This is rolling like a little ball bearing under there, a ball bearing of dust. But you know, I think that one's, yeah, cracked solder joints massively on the input jack as well. Just looking in there. Probably, it's a bit dark, hang on. Look at that. Night vision. You see there, where am I? There. That solder joint's cracked. And so is that one down there. At the end of the day, there's probably like, I don't know, 2 hours labour in that. Unless we clean the thing, then it'd be 3 hours. And probably less than 20 bucks a parts. We can give a reasonably accurate estimate of that. I can almost understand a solid state Marshall within that Tone King. Caps don't like heat. It's not hard to grasp, I guess. How does it even work? I know, right? But that's valve states. You could hit them with a sledgehammer and they somehow still pass signal. It's crazy. Lost my poor meatball, all covered in cheese. Here's one you don't see every day. It's too big for what it is. It's freaking huge. So this was the one in the screenshot. Class A, my ass. If that's Class A, I'm a monkey. SMF. Do you guys know anything about this brand? I know nothing. Is it boutique-y? Is it as boutique-y as it looks? So it's got the usual what? Master, high gear, out, what? So it's got the usual automotive paraphernalia, high gear, low gear, all that kind of crap. High gear and cruise. So apparently this one's motorboating, so it's probably got a bad cap. And it's got the funny thing is, I'll do a video on this one. I've got to do a video on everyone. It's got a speaker in here. With the world's thinnest speaker cable. Down there it's got a little 6-inch driver. Taiwanese driver. And that's your speaker wire. I don't know if that's stock. It looks stock because it goes into a... Yeah, I reckon it's stock. That's your speaker wire. Really? SMF. You got a plate here that you can access the valves through, but to get to that plate, because it extends 5mm below the back, you've got to remove the back anyway. So it's got a speaker phase switch. Can't think of what you'd need that for, but anyway, it's got an odd screw there. The other screws have been reamed a bit. They're all real sharp now. Because when you ream out a screw head, it sort of pushes the metal. You can see it's got like a funny sort of propeller shape to it now, and that metal comes upwards and it ends up real sharp, and it rips up your bench when you slide it around. SMF. Not really into S&M. What did it stand for? Sonic Machine Factory, I think. It says it somewhere here. Yeah, Sonic Machine Factory, LLC. LLC means it must be American. Because if it was Australian, it'd say PTY Ltd, Proprietary Limited. Okay, Boomer. What did I say? It was boomery? I said something boomery. Oh, don't call me a boomer. All right. Scotty. I know it's a Twisted Sister song, means sick motherfucker. Oh, SMF. Yeah, right. Okay, boomer. Hey. Just gonna have a quick look, and then we'll give it some juice and see what it does. Does a little speaker stay live when you hook up the cab? Oh, that's probably, yeah. Gotcha, Dustin. Good thinking. Although, hang on. No, it's paralleled. So they're... Wait, no, it's not. Yeah, it is. So it's paralleled anyway. That contact is all that it takes to have no load though. If you're playing through this and it's not making contact, we might have a flyback event. Yeah, we're varying with... Okay, now that's got no contact. And it relies on that shorting for making its way to the internal speaker. And that internal speaker cuts off via the shunting jack when you plug in another speaker. So there goes Jerry's theory. But, you know, nice try, mate. You win a participation award. I'm Gen X. We hate them all, yeah, don't we, Scotty? I'm a millennial apparently, but I think I'm closer to Gen X in terms of my philosophies. No, nihilistic and whatnot. Got the world's thickest reverb cables. We've got a Molex connector. It's not connected to anything. Interesting. Oh, that's for the front panel. So it's got wanky lights on the front panel. Holy shit! It's got a very complex lighting board. There's more than just lights on that thing. Oh, I think he said, yeah, it's cycles or something. It's got probably noise-inducing LED switching. Yay. Yay for gimmicks. Let's plug this thing in and see what she's got. With the gracefully wired speaker jack there. Does it say what impedance? Doesn't matter. It's getting... doesn't say anything about impedance. It's getting 16 ohms. Whatever it is. Now, stand back. Don't normally plug stuff straight. I heard a tick then when I plugged that in. So it must have a suppression cap in there or a line filter. That's the inrush for the line filter cap charging. 222 watts. Not much inrush for a 36 watter. Still then down to 15 watts. Is that two EL34s in there? It's not coming back up. We're drawing 15 watts, that's not enough for the heaters. 22 watts, 23 watts. We've got hum. It's amplifying the noise. How's it only drawing 22 watts? That is insanely low amounts of power draw. Got a lot of hum. Ow. Cruise. I wonder if they know what cruising means. What's going on? How is that drawing 22 watts? I think my meter's playing up. There's no way that's drawing just 22 watts. Sorry about that, champions. Sorry about that, champions. Okay, I don't understand how that's drawing 15 watts in standby and 22 watts in play. Something does not add up. Okay, so this is weird. Now I'm back up again. I turn myself down. I've just got two gains down here. I just turn the speaker down when I'm talking and turn my voice down when I'm playing. But that's drawing 22 watts and that doesn't seem right, so something funny's going on. Now I've turned off the power switch and it's telling me it's still drawing 5 watts. What the? Okay, I think my power meter's fucked because it's unplugged and it still says it's drawing 5 watts. Something's going on here. That can't be right. There's no way that it's drawing 22 watts when it's doing that. Now the power meter's reset. So yeah, I think, yeah, you got to be able to trust your test equipment. Alright, yeah, now it's up to 65 watts, 50, 60, 55 watts. So it's the power meter's fault. Don't buy a cheap power meter. Yeah, this is making sense now. No, the 22 watts is too low for the heaters too. So now it's sitting at 45, which is what I'd expect. Let's take it out of standby again. 100 watts, 89, 87, 86. It's a little bit warm. I think we might be biased pretty hot. But it's class A. So I'm not detecting any of the pulsing he was talking about. So I'm wondering if it's just that speaker jack was doing that. Got to build your own if you want it to be good, yeah. Unfortunately, that is kind of the case, Scotty. Inside, just because it's weird. I reckon he was, because he said he plays through the built-in speaker quite a bit. I don't know why he'd get this huge thing and then just play through the inbuilt speaker, but we know the reverb works. And this is another thing. Why do people do this? Transformers are touching each other. Literally, there is no air between them. I can't even see light between them. Just move it over a bit, champ. And they're in the same plane. They've turned them 90 degrees, which is sort of kind of does something, but Sonic Factory. Two amp fuse. Serious? The fuse doesn't have the value printed on it. It says 3, but that's it. So, yes, that's 3. It doesn't say T3A or anything like that. So, overrated fuse. Can't get the back cover off without a stubby screwdriver. We connected to anything? Yeah, sort of. We'll just snip that off and resolder it later. Yes. Executive decision. $220 version. Well, 220 volt would be 2 amps because it says 230 volt, 2 amp. Even that seems excessive, however. If it was if it was actually supposed to be 2 amp and it was run on 120 volt, then that would be a 4 amp fuse. It goes the other way around. Alright, so let's undo these screws. Big ass screwdriver. don't want to fall down, so we're going to have to support it as we go. Click, there she goes. Tolex letting go of it. Alright, so I don't know. Oh, there's where that plug is supposed to plug in. I'll show you that because it's funny. Check out the circuit board at the front there. All for the lighting effect. Probably got a microcontroller, a series of LEDs in a circle, and a whole shit ton of components. I'm not going to remove that because it's too hard, but man. And that's all for rotating light effect on the logo on the front. Whatever floats your boat, eh? Doing stuff like that's fine as long as your amp's well designed, which we're about to find out. So, there's the two transformers that love to couple to each other and hum. That was the hum we were hearing. Oh, you can see a bit of light there, but let's see if I can fit. Can I fit a kebab skewer through there? Nope. What else can I fit? Can I fit its own speaker cable? Nope. Can't floss. Alrighty then. Straight away see a few factory revisions. Oh, well, that's going to ruin your day. You got no getter flash on that. Bugera. The bases have gotten very hot. One valve's like 10 mil taller than the other. That's Bugera quality. One valve is not quite in its socket. There's been some factory revisions. There's lifted pads. This cap's been replaced. There's silicon residue left over. I can tell that it's been replaced because the silicon's still there from the previous cap. Oh, I should show you what I'm talking about, eh? Can't really set it up. Let me get some blocks. My Fender Bassman 135 has two of the largest transformers in the middle on one end. What? There we go. So, you've got a board for all the valves. You've got two cathode resistors, which are they're screen grid resistors, sorry. You got two screen grids at 1k each, look like 20 watters. You got one cathode resistor, hence the class A, at 250 ohm. You got Zcon, probably stock capacitors. You got some Nichicons, which may be aftermarket. You got 220 ohm, 63 volt. What that's for? A bunch of dry solder joints. A lot of of factory revisions. So I reckon the main problem was that speaker jack, but now I've opened it up, I kind of want to dig a bit deeper and maybe trace this thing out, because there's a couple of components that are tacked on. Have a gaze down here, champions, champignons. So you've got a cap added there with some matchless certified tubing on the leads. You got added resistors, piggybacked, world's tiniest relay there. It's neither here nor there, I'm just making observations. Let's get some more light happening. Down here you've got a cap, tiny little 85 degree 4.7 mic electro paralleled across resistor. Looks like you got 220 plate loads everywhere, so that's probably a nod to JMI. Let's see what goes where. Check the voltages first. Yeah, no airflow for the tubes. That's probably the biggest red flag. At least the active's fused. It's nice. Tube should be hot, who cares about ventilation there? Still got 9 volts floating around, but it ain't gonna kill us. That's our plate loads. So the first 2 triodes have 220 plate loads, then 100k, 100k. Alright, so you've got the supply lines coming through here, going straight to the screen, to the plate load resistors. And they're all from different nodes. So yeah, looking at the layout, it is laid out pretty logically. So having a quick gaze, I know we won't find any documentation on this, but considering I didn't even know what it was. So here you got your power supply. So they're all the droppers. They're all 33k, every one of them. And they're all your node caps. So I'm wondering if they all used to be Z-cons and the Nichicons have been put in their places, they've slowly died. It looks like 1, 2, 3 are original. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4 that have probably been replaced. There's no other Nichicons in this amp. And there's all your droppers, so every dropper's 33k, that's curious. And there's lots of nodes, there's A, B, C, D, E nodes, plus your B+. So you're talking 6 power nodes in one amp, and then they're all farmed out over here. And then, so there's basically 1 per valve, essentially. I don't know what to do with this. Yeah, board designer didn't think about cap orientation uniformly. Yeah, so I reckon, yeah, you know, like would you be happy sending it back out with these valves? That have absolutely cooked themselves. I haven't even measured the dissipation yet, but starting to go white. You can see the discoloration on the base there. So I think I wouldn't be warrantying this without new valves, so I think I'll quote that. And just some cleanup work. Maybe finish off that recap, although that could be pretty labour intensive getting in there. Maybe not. That's just soldered, shouldered. There's lots of crack solder joints. Anyway, let's throw a dart on that one. Just an interesting amp to have a look in. Wow. Some dickhead on a Harley doing laps up and down the street. Yeah, probably will, Lyle, but it's the name of the game, isn't it? Now, you guys have been naughty, so I want you to sit there and take a good hard look at yourself. All right. Here's my camera. Blinded by the light. Here's my ring light overhead. Brings the beauty out. Someone's put some a bit of that trim that you put on your steps, and some mirror acrylic on this JCM 900. What is it? 20. Oh, I forget the number. What is it? Oh, it's like my combo over there. $4,100. It's written on the front. God. Alright, so what's wrong with this one? Too many job sheets. Oh, don't tell me I didn't write a job sheet for this one. Switching. That's what was going wrong with this one. Wasn't switching channels or something. Or it was dead on one of the channels. When a customer says something's not switching channels, it could also mean there's no signal on one of the channels. You've got to sort of translate guitarist speak. That's why I turn away garbage. Yeah. The thing is, it's really over-engineered, but by someone who maybe don't know, maybe someone that's not a repair tech. I can't really say I hate that amp. It's okay. It's just got some shortcomings, but don't we all? T2A. It's correct. 500 milliamp. Fuses for the cathodes. Correct. I know it's a little privileged, but damn. 0.5 amp, that's a different type of fuse. I should be testing these, shouldn't I? It's good. Good. As long as it's not solid state or Mesa, I'll try. Man, probably 50% of my repairs are solid state, eh? Ooh. Someone's been in here and lost the screws because it's got like wafer head screws, which as far as I know, Marshall never used. I just don't like the Bugeras, they shouldn't be encouraged. I repaired a Bugera not long ago, Lyle, sorry. It was the 5-watt thing. Oh, and I did the BVV 3000. That's the 300-watt thing. I just talked someone out of a Mesa Boogie the other day, and I also talked someone out of a Tone Master, so every little wins, man, little wins. Thought the mic went a bit funky there. That's quite a Sovtex. This is the 5881 version, just like the combo I had, where I think they were having issues getting their hands on EL34s reliably, or getting their hands on reliable EL34s, I should say. Those are all in warranty another year or so before I see one, then we'll see. What are we talking about, Tone Masters? Just replacing modules, mate. Once they stop making the DSP module, they'll all go in the bin. Simple as that, whether you like it or not. Doesn't matter how much you think they sound good. When they're unsupported, they'll go in the bin, because they're not made from jelly bean parts. That's my biggest reason for advocating simple amps, because they're made from discrete components and can be maintained indefinitely as a result. It's up to you. If you want to throw your amp out every few years, go for it. I don't care. It's your money. She's a ruddly old reverb tank. Take a photo of this to remind myself later. Bit of corrosion there. She's seen some humidity. There's a lot of crap on the thing. Let's just fire it up. Just monitor the current draw and see what's going on with these channels, switching or not switching. Everything midway. 16 ohm. G'day Raf FX, how you going, champ? How you going, champ? High power, why not? A lot of hum. I think the transformer's a bit loose. Wish the phone hadn't clipped so badly. Was that the deluxe reverb Tone Master that you tried out a while back? Ah, okay, yeah, no switching. So you see, probably can't see, the red light there pressing it, and the red light's not turning off, so it looks like it's stuck in a lead channel. Don't even need to plug in for that, but we'll have a quick listen anyway. Just check the reverb tank's working. Current wise, we're drawing 100 watts, 105 and settling 106. Settling at 106 watts, which is about right. Just turn down my vocal mic, hang on. No reverb. No reverb at all. Just more hum. Just more hum when you turn the reverb up. Right, it's a very scratchy master volume, like to the point where you might have to change the pot because it's just cutting out and only kicking in once it gets to about 9 o'clock. Always found the clock thing confusing because you never know if you're looking at it upside down or not. Like, is it? Yeah, anyway, I'll just say percentages usually for pot travel. So it's zero signal until it makes it to 25%. How does that sound? Current wise, it's drawing about what we expect, but no reverb. There's reverb return because we can hear hum. But I think we've got an open reverb coil or something wrong with the driver. Yeah. And it's not switching channels, which is the main reason it was brought in. He didn't say anything about the reverb, but maybe he doesn't use reverb. So you may or may not care. He may or may not know that it's not functioning. Have any of you guys seen a PV Bandit? We've all seen a PV Bandit. A PV Prowler. Katana can be good if the player can program. Few can. Yeah. You know, I once managed to program a VCR to record a TV show. That was, I think, me at peak tech. And that was around 1996. Mum and Dad couldn't believe it. I figured out how to program a VCR with nothing more than a vacuum fluorescent display and 4 buttons. Yeah, I'm trying to find a PV Prowler. I want one for fun. Don't ask why. It's 4 o'clock. It's almost time for birthday beers. Do you guys want to go for another walk, or is it too late? I'm going to go for another walk to the brewery with my new 4K capable phone on a 5G network. Not to brag or nothing. Oh, sticky. Sticky, sticky. Most presets are designed to impress at low volumes, yep. Oh man, the scooping mids, my god, I can't believe it's still a thing. Don't scoop your mids. Prowler is an inexpensive 2-channel amp. Yep. That's the one. Because I got given a book. Alright, side tangent time. Hey woman. So I got given this book years ago. There you go. Making music, the best occupation in the world. Unfortunately, I don't do that for an occupation. I allow other people to make music. So this book is pretty cool. I'll just leave it on the coffee table in the waiting room there, the waiting area. People flick through it while I'm dealing with other customers. Have I debuted my Tweak 5E3 yet? Yeah, I did it a while back. I think I did it on a live stream. I haven't done a video on it because it's just another clone. But let me have a look. I don't think I did a dedicated video of that, and that's kind of dumb in hindsight. I don't think I wanted to promote that I'm building amps because everyone will come to me with custom requirements. So anyway, this book has some pretty cool gut shots in it and rundowns on popular and historic amps. It's a pretty cool book. I like the photography in it. Let's make it so you can actually read it, yeah? DR103, we all want one. Mesa Mark II-C, we don't all want one. Mojave Coyote, that's a nice looking amp. You seen one of them, Lyle? This is all stuff that's in Seppo land, but you can't get over here. PV Prowler. No, that's the Soldano Decatone. Blues Junior. PV Prowler. So I saw this and I thought, shit. Had a look online, and in the States they're going for like 300 bucks. And they look pretty solid. And just wanted to get one. Just for, I don't know why. I think because I wanted to show that you can get a decent amp for not a lot of dollars if you're not going for the big ticket items. Tell them if it costs 5k. If someone still wants it, pocket the 4k. What are we talking about here? Oh, you're talking about the amp, right? Yeah. I lost hearing to one ear to a JCM 800. PV Bravo. Yeah, anyway, I just like having this book here, and this is the Tone King Sky King, an absolute insane amp. Just the construction, everything's just bonkers. I think this was post Mark Bartel. I'm not. Oh shit, there goes my bolts. I'm not sure. Probably has a write up about it. And that's the Comet. That already loses points because the dickheads have heat shrunk all the components to hide the values. Dickheads. Yeah, it's a cool book to have on the coffee table, and I just saw the PV Prowler in there. I thought, man, never seen one of them before. PV Windsor, yeah, they are Fuzz City. You can mod them. AC15, JTM45, sorry. That's the offset. Yeah, it's a nice little book. It goes over the circuitry too, it gets right into it. But in like terms that a guitarist can understand, it's not non-technical. Goes into speaker technologies, the difference throughout the years, and how impedances work. Yeah, it's a cool little book. Alright, so why isn't this switching working? Straight away, my eyes are drawn to modifications near the line output. Nothing's jumping out at me. I think we'll have to do some actual thinking on this one, unfortunately. I wanted a Tone King until I was shown pics of the circuit. Yeah, check out Bartell's work though. It's borderline, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. If Hannibal Lecter built amps, they'd probably look a bit like Bartell's amps. Let's put it that way. Oh, there's one section of the one of the caps isn't being used. So the problems I had on other versions of this, or other samples of this amplifier, were the coupling cap that supplies the bias supply. That is C12 there, I believe it is, going open circuit essentially, losing capacitance, and then not being able to supply enough voltage to the bias supply and running away. Doesn't appear to be the case with this one, but I think we'll factor in replacing that anyway from past experience. It's probably to the age where you'd be looking at a recap, because this is like 90s, mid 90s, but you know, if it's not mission critical, I tell people, look, if your amp's mission critical, halfway through a gig, do a recap. If it doesn't matter, it just starts humming one day, you turn it off and then you bring it in and it's no biggie, just worry about it when it happens. However, there's some other amps that we know it's going to happen, like everything from Fender. So if you just want to avoid the annoyance later on, bring it in for something, and well it's in, just change the caps, right? In this case with the Marshall stuff, you don't see a hell of a lot of cap failures. So the LCRs tend to be pretty high quality, and like I say, if it's not mission critical, worry about it when it happens. This has got HT fusing, so that will go open circuit if there's any short. But what more commonly happens is the caps go just lose their capacitance and the ripple starts to get noticed. Right, so annoyingly there's nothing jumping out at me. So let's look at a circuit. Good night, Briggs. Take it easy, champ. Yeah, it must be pretty late over there, eh? It's crazy how much gear has gone up in the last 10 years. Man, my suppliers, every time I order, it's like 25% more. It's getting to the point where it's just like, is it worth doing retail anymore? Because customers whinge at you. Guitar Center in Hollywood has an all original 69 silver face bassman for around 900. Which version though? Randall price hikes take the cake. Oh yeah, I'm unaware. I'm out of the loop there. Not really in the amp buying market at the moment. So 4100 schematic. Man, watch is falling apart. Marshall. $4100. Just watch. It's made out of wood. But it's got a wooden ring, and of course wood shrinks and it's cracked. Now it's trying to fall out. I keep hitting it on stuff when I walk past. I'm not used to wearing a watch, never used to. Oh, sorry, am I a bit quiet? There we go. How's that? How's that? Is that better? It's clipping. Is that better? It's clipping. Marshall. Anyway, so foot switch schematic downloaded successfully. Fantastic. Open 4100. Open all. All right, what are we dealing with here? Tip, channel, reverb, ground, foot switch, switching circuits, panel switch. Okay. So, if the foot switch jack is playing up, it's stuck on. Right. So JS2 should always be shorted to ground if that switch is stuck on. Is it? No, it is not. That's because JS2 is not the correct jack. Okay. Which one is? Oh, it's at the front. JS2 on the front board. All right. Okay, the jack's not shorting. So we've got a busted jack. Hit the road, jack. All right, so we've got to replace one jack. And that's all that's wrong. So if we test that, just to confirm our hypotheses, that would be multiple hypothesis. We've only got one. I'm getting a bit silly. It's too late. It's fucking 4:22 PM and I'm still streaming on a Saturday. Alright, so we can test the foot switch in place by shorting that out. Pushing that contact down. We'll see if the channel now switches. Yes, it does. And now it functions as expected. So all we need is a new jack. That's fine. But we also will, we've got the board out. I think I'll clean up that. I'll make you endure some sine wave for a minute. I'll clean up that master volume pot and see if it gets any better. Any better? Oh, the dickhead on Harley's back. I saw a guy doing a wheelie on a supercharged Harley the other day. I wasn't even mad, it was just impressive. It's too loud. Oh my God, Scotty. Just use your own volume control, mate. Do you want me to come over there and change your headphone volume for you? It's just wood, guys. Just wood. Okay, I've got to go back and see what the questions are. I ain't paying $5 grand for a fucking Gibson anything. I'm with you, Scotty. From Tennessee. Zarshal, yeah. Mars Hole. Is it windy there? Where, here? Or at Lyle's? I think it'll be windy at Lyle's. Yeah, it was a wheelie on a Harley. It was a... Oh, I can't remember. But it was like a chopper. Like that, well, you know, everything except it had the short bars. It was like a done up bikey with too much money from proceeds of crime kind of deal. Just make an ignition jammer. That'll take care of him. What? You jam ignitions? Yeah. Alright, let's turn this thing on. Bang. till we get there, but right. Yeah, I know, I can leave though. V-rod, that's it, Wes. It was a V-rod. Yeah. Just talking about how I saw a bloke do a wheelie on a supercharged V-rod the other day.
Is that funny?
Yeah. Just like, whoa.
Russell Street's got it all.
Oh, yeah. I think that's going to come good. Still a bit dirty, but let's give it some compressed air. Last crap. Running out a bit.
You don't want the compressor in the background of your streaming.
Oh yeah, it sounds like you're getting work done. This one's really quiet. Have you heard it?
No, it's too quiet.
Yeah. You hear it? It's going right now.
Yeah, that's great.
That's it there. So you can, my head's right next to it and you can still talk over it. Yeah. It's one of those Chicago Air ones, and it's got 4 cylinders, and that's all 4 going.
Yeah.
You can turn 2 of them out of 4 off.
Yeah, right.
If you just needed to top up a little bit every now and then. So it doesn't trip your power if you're using power tools on the same supply too, which is handy.
Know that one.
Yeah. Alright, I think I know what I'm doing with this one. Replacing that jack. The pots are okay. Let's just test it for microphonics at high gain. And reverb off. There's some interference from the compressor coming back to the amp there. That's the noise floor with everything matched out, so pretty good. Good. So I'll just change that bias cap on the rear board. And change that jack. Pots will clean up okay, and that'll probably do it for this one. So I'm going to walk to the brewery. Did you walk here?
Yes, walk here.
Yeah, sweet. We might go for a brewery tour. What do you reckon, champions? See if they'll let me in with a phone camera.
Yeah.
It's nice and sunny out there too.
It is. It keeps going hot, cold,
Yeah.
rainy, dry, sunny. Oh, did you still streaming? Or
Yeah, it's still streaming. I'll just piss it off.
I'll still restrain myself then.
That's alright. They're used to me swearing. Rightio. So, I think everyone's going to go to bed anyway. Because it's like 1 a.m. It's like 1 a.m. over in the States.
You either can't hear anymore or you're asleep.
Alright, legends, take it squeezy. I'm going to go have a beer. We've got a roadie here. This is a working man's drinking it then. Have a good one, legends. I'll catch you, I don't know, probably not next weekend because it's Easter. Probably the one after. We might go see Dr. Gear and have a look at his shop and put some shit on him because he loves it. So take it easy, legends. Keep your head down if you've got tornadoes there. It's friggin' hectic. And yeah, get in your basement. Take a bottle of whiskey though. Don't forget that. Catch you.